Right then everybody, welcome along to this midweek championship prediction slash weekend review. So what we're going to do is in this video we're going to go through all the midweek championship fixtures and also review the weekend fixtures with the two teams that we'll be talking about in each fixture as well. So without further ado, we're going to kick off with the Aston Villa vs Sunderland games on Tuesday night. So Aston Villa, they got a good result up at QPR on Saturday, a good 2-1 win there, coming from behind to beat a very good QPR team who at home ain't a bad side to be honest. They picked up some good results against promotion high flyers like Wolves and Sheffield United, so it's always going to be a tough game for Aston Villa. Took both of their goals well, but Adoma got the winner after Jamie Mackie opener. And I can't remember who got the equaliser. I think Adoma got the equaliser as well. I'm not too sure, but positive result for Aston Villa coming from behind, showing good character against a well-organised QPR outfit. It's only going to do nothing but stand them in good stead. They're facing the Sunderland side. He drew 2-2 against Mills on Saturday. Some absolute horrific goalkeeping in that game from Robin Ruto, letting 2 free kicks from George Saville. The first one he probably should have saved it when he caught the ball and it rolled through his legs. Robert Green in the World Cup in 2010, similar to that. And he also let another one from George Saville shortly afterwards, which again he got a hand to, and it kind of got a hand to it, hit the post and went in from there. But fair play to Sunderland, they got a ground out a draw for a couple of Lewis Grabban goals as well. He's been their main man for goals this season. Also, they got Chris Coleman, longly awaited appointment. He left Wales on Friday. Was announced yesterday as the new Sunderland manager. Could be an interesting appointment for Sunderland. He'll probably go in there, give them a bit of organisation, a bit of passion is what they needed. Obviously, Chris Coleman, I think, is the right man for the job. After what he did with Wales, the way he took them from where they were to where they are now, it's going to be similar to what you have to do at Sunderland. And if in this game, I'm going to go over a home win, a comfortable 3-1 home win. I'm not too sure how much Chris Coleman can get done in a day. He obviously took training yesterday, so it'd be interesting to see how much. It's obviously going to take time for him to stamp his authority on the side. And that's for that reason, I'm going to go over 3-1 comfortable home win. So moving to the next game, Barnsley host Cardiff. Barnsley got a very good point up at Norwich on Saturday. Probably thought they deserved to win the game. Looking at the stats, looking after the game, I felt like they probably deserved to win that one. Coming against the Cardiff side, they picked up a solid 2-0 win against Brentford on Saturday. That's just what they needed as well, just to keep tabs on the automatic promotion places and keep them staying in the playoff places. This will be a tough game. I think Barnsley are actually a really good side at the moment, playing some really good stuff, and I think they could definitely upset the apple cart here against Cardiff. Cardiff ain't too bad in their away travels. Not the best team away from home as we've seen in recent results, but this will be a big test against a good young Barnsley side that are moving in the right direction. Obviously, Paul Heckingbottom, Sunderland ended interest in him recently last week, which is obviously going to be a massive boost for Barnsley in terms of trying to survival really this season. It's what they're probably going to be looking at, achieving that quite comfortably so far. And I'm going to go over 2-1 Barnes in this game. I think they're playing some terrific stuff at the moment. They've got a good group of players down there, all pulling in the right direction. And I think it'll be a fantastic result for them to try and overturn a promotion contender. Moving into game 3, Brentford host Burton Albion. Brentford lost 2-0 on Saturday to Cardiff, as we know. Neil Maupay, probably with the miss of the season. I mean, I just don't know I can't describe how the hell he's missed that. I mean, he's picked the ball up. Sol Bamba's only trying to protect the goal line. All he's got to do is stick it in the right-hand corner. He tries to be funny, give Bamba the ice and sticks it wide. I must admit, I did love Neil Warnock's comments after the game saying it served him right for trying to be all cocky, which is quite typical Neil Warnock, really. He's just a great character in Neil Warnock. But anyway, going back to the game, Burton obviously lost 3-1 against Sheffield United on a Friday night as well, so kind of it was probably an expected result for Burton. Not doing too well, languishing in them relegation places. Definitely going to be involved in relegation scrap this year as well. So, and I do fancy Brentford to go win this game 2-0. Burton don't score many goals away from home. They don't get many points away from home either. But Brentford are not too bad at Griffin Park, so they're going to look to try and bounce back to winning ways here. And I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0 Brentford. Moving into game 4, Bristol City. They welcome Preston to Ashton Gate on Tuesday night. Bristol City got a good draw up at Sheffield Wednesday over the weekend. They drew 0-0 with Sheffield Wednesday. Not the worst result for them in terms of keeping tabs in the playoff places. A good clean sheet away from home as well against the Sheffield Wednesday, revitalised Sheffield Wednesday side. They ain't playing too bad at the moment. Starting to get their act together now in terms of results and starting to prop up the table a bit after a bit of a mid-season jitter, a bit of a wobble as well. Coming up against Preston, who drew 0-0 on Friday night against Wolves at against Bolton at Deepdale. And a bit of a local game really. And it was an interesting game. Preston just don't seem to score many goals at the moment. On a bit of a goal drought, just not putting chances away. I thought Paul Gallagher's set-piece deliveries during Friday night's game were immaculate. He put the ball into some good areas. Tom Barkhausen went close with a chance, he headed it wide, and a couple of chances went Bolton's way as well. So, in terms of this game, I'm going to go with a home win. I think Bristol City will look to probably win this game, in my opinion. I think they are the better team at the moment, playing some good stuff. But I wouldn't rule out Preston. Good away side of the counter-attack. They've got good pace, lots of Barkhausen. I think Sean Maguire's out injured, so he won't be featuring for a while. So Josh Harrop will probably start for them as well. And I think if Hugo starts from the middle, they'll probably have a good goal threat there. Whether or not he'll still be at Preston in January is another matter. But I'm going to go with A 2-1 home win to Bristol City. Be a tight game, but I think Bristol City are one of the most informed sides at the moment in the Championship, playing some good stuff, and I think they'll just edge this game here. Let's move into this next one. Derby hosts QPR. Derby got a good point at Fulham. Didn't play at their best, I felt, on Saturday night, and they're probably going to take the point against a Fulham side who haven't been at their best really, and really should have probably won the game in my opinion. Derby didn't really play the best football, but Vidra had one chance, and he's a fantastic, potent striker at this level, and he took his goal really well, to be fair to him. Probably they thought they'd probably be happy with that point. They didn't play amazingly well. Probably Fulham should have had a penalty in that game as well. Ryan Sessegnon got taken down by Tom Lawrence. I don't know how the ref didn't give it, in my opinion. It looked a stonewall penalty from that's not me being biased, but it looked a stonewall penalty. Lawrence took away Sessegnon's left leg away from the ball, and it seemed like a clear penalty to me. But Derby come up against QPR, who was narrowly defeated 2-1 by Aston Villa on Saturday. They've been looking to try and get back to winning ways. Although their recent away from hasn't been too great. Their away game prior to this one was a 4-0 defeat Nottingham Forest before the international break. So they're looking to try and be a bit more solid on the road. I can only presume they'll probably sit a bit deeper in this game and try and hit Derby on the counter-attack. They did that against Middlesbrough early on in the season, only narrowly come away with a 3-2 defeat, which shows that away from home they can have that different variety. They've got the likes of Mackie up front, who offer some legs up front. Washington can run behind as well, but obviously they have the big focal point of Matt Smith on the bench, and even Idrissa Silla, who can be a bit more of a direct option, but he can also have the legs in behind as well. But looking at this game, I'm going to go with a 3-1 Derby win. I think Derby have a bit too much in hand for QPR, but QPR put up a good fight. They're not playing too bad at the moment. They are scoring goals, but I just think Derby have a bit too much in hand for the soft underbelly that is QPR's back line. So moving to the next game, Millwall host Hull. This will be an interesting game. So obviously I spoke about Millwall getting probably a solid point on the road at Sunderland. Probably could have been 3 as well if they didn't let that equaliser against Sunderland. Not been playing too bad. Obviously they've got this to be a huge game for them in terms of them trying to progress away from the bottom rungs of the Championship table. Come up against the Hull side. They drew 2-2 with Ipswich on Saturday. They probably felt a bit unlucky not to get all 3 points. They did take the lead through Jared Bowen. Then Noah Dicko made it 2-1 in the second half. Alan McGregor did save a penalty in that game from David McGoldrick. And then obviously Jordan Spence popped up a very unorthodox equaliser, toe poke, and it p-rolling off the post. And that's been Hull's downfall this season, not failing to not see out games. Defence is very weak. It's a big soft underbelly that Hull have got at the back for, and it's really hindering them at home. They do score lots of goals. Obviously, like Jared Bowen, he's been fantastic this season for Hull. They do score lots of goals, but they do leak a lot of goals as well. And Millwall ain't the best defensively either. They leaked 2 against Sunderland as well, although they did score 2. But looking at this game, I'm going to go for another 2-2 score draw. I think both teams got the capability to score in, but both teams are a bit shallow defensively. And for that reason, I'm going to go for a 2-2 high-scoring draw. Moving to the next game, Nottingham Forest, they host Ipswich. Nottingham Forest at the weekend, they lost 1-0 to Birmingham, which wasn't the best result for them in terms of the way Birmingham were playing at the moment. It's probably could be seen as a shock result. At St Andrews as well, Che Adams with a winning goal in that game. So it wasn't the best result for Nottingham Forest in terms of them trying to progress as a playoff team this season under Mark Warburton. Come up against a Norwich side, they did draw 1-1 with Barnsley, as I said. Probably lucky to even get a draw in that game. From judging by the stats, I didn't obviously watch the game, I did see some of the highlights, but judging by the stats, they probably felt lucky to get a draw in that game. If any Norwich fans disagree, then that's fair enough. But looking at the way this game could pan out, it's been an interesting game between two sides that like to play some good football. Obviously, Daniel Farke likes to get it on the deck and knock it around, so does Mark Warburton. It's been an interesting game, but I'm going to go over an away win in this one. I just think Norwich will just have enough to pip Nottingham Forest in terms of scoring goals. I think they've got a bit more offering up front with the likes of Cameron Jerome, James Maddison, obviously he's a good player. Yannick Vilschat will obviously get a defensive direct with his pace and power and even some skill as well. And I think for that reason that'll just be enough to test Nottingham Forest, who in my opinion are missing an experienced leader at centre back in my opinion. They could do with a bit more of an experienced pro at centre half. They've got quite a few youngsters, obviously. David Worrell's progressed into the first team this season. Obviously, Eric Lehigh's in that back line. He offers a bit of experience. But for me, they could probably do with a bit more of an experienced keeper as well. Jordan Smith's not bad, but to me, they could do with a bit of an experience. And I'm going to go with a away win. So moving to the next one, Sheffield United host Fulham. Sheffield United are in imperious form. Haven't drawn a game this season, ironically, as well. Playing some really good stuff. Good win against Burton. Doing what they can. Billy Sharp and Leon Clark, 2 big partnerships. 8 for Sharp this season, 9 for Clark this season. Potent partnership, both scoring for goals for fun. I mean, Billy Sharp's a fantastic striker, 30 last year, already on 8 for the season now, so he's adapted to Championship life quite well. Although a big loss will be Paul Coots, he's out with a broken leg. He got injured against Burton on Friday, so that'll be a big loss for Sheffield United in the injury room. He's been one of the main reasons why they're playing so well. Him and John Fleck have been a good partnership in the midfield for Sheffield United going forward this season. And obviously playing against Fulham, we didn't play too well. We did play quite well against Derby in the first half. It was an improvement on the last couple of games we played at home. But a failure to have a potent goal scorer And just a failure to put the game out of reach when we were on the upper hand against Derby in the first half as well was the reason why we fell apart and drew the game. This has been an interesting game. I'm going to go for draw. I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. Just for the fact Sheffield United haven't drawn a game, and Fulham, we're the type of team who basically like to make records against teams who haven't achieved a certain something this season. We seem to be the team who allow them to do that, and that's for that reason I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. In the next game, we've got Bolton, they host Reading. Bolton are unbeaten in, I think, 6 games now. Good draw against Preston, which I probably thought they could have won the game in the end. They had a couple of chances at the end, as did Preston as well, so it's a wide open game. But a clean sheet on the road against an organised Preston side is not the worst result at all. Come against the Reading side, they got brushed aside comprehensively by Wolves, 2-0. Although Reading had a couple of chances to score, so it's one of them games where the ball just wouldn't go in for Reading, and they probably feel quite hard done by to come away with a 2-0 defeat. But looking at this game, I'm going to go over a home win, 2-1. I think Bolton are in some good form at the moment, playing some good stuff. I just don't think Reading are a fantastic side, really, and I think they're going to come up short in this one. Moving into the next game, Ipswich. These are the Wednesday games now. Ipswich host Sheffield Wednesday. This is live on Sky. It's been an interesting game between two sides who ain't playing some bad stuff at the moment. Both quite sitting pretty in the table as well. Ipswich done well to show some good character to come back and get a draw at the KC. Missing a penalty at 2-1 and then getting an equaliser shows they've got some good fight in the team and good character. David McGoldrick scoring goals. Even Jordan Spence is scoring a couple of goals as well from right back, so it shows they're capable of getting goals around the team. Come against Sheffield Wednesday side who drew 0-0 with Bristol City at the weekend. This will be an interesting game though for both sides. And I'm going to go over 1-1 draw. I think this will be quite a cagey affair, but once it opens up a bit, I think both sides like to express themselves as counter-attacking sides. Sheffield Wednesday like to get the ball around and knock it around, which can go a bit more direct as well. But I'm going to go for 1-1 in this game. Moving to the penultimate game in this review, we've got Middlesbrough. They host Birmingham. Middlesbrough, unlucky, probably not the best result for them on game 1, return to Ellen Road, to come up short 2-1 against Leeds. Assombalong with a penalty to get some sort of consolation back towards the end of the game as well. So it was interesting to see how they got on down there, and they didn't do too well. It's put a little bit of a slider on their recent good player form. Come up against a good Birmingham side, they're playing some good stuff at the moment. Good 1-0 win thanks to Che Adams against Nottingham Forest. And I could see them get another point in this game if they play well, but I'm going to go over a 2-1 away win. I'm going to be quite ambitious, put my neck on the line here, and I'm going to go for 2-1 away win for Birmingham. Just for the fact they've got some good pacey players in the counter-attack, and I just don't think Middlesbrough's back line's that extravagantly organised. Going to the final game of this review, we've got Wolves, they host Leeds. I'm going to go over home win in this one. Leeds ain't too bad on the road, but obviously Leeds got a good win against Middlesbrough yesterday as well, 2-1. And obviously Wolves beat Reading 2-0 on Saturday at the Majeski Stadium. And I just think Wolves are in such good form at the moment. Leeds could be a team that could bring a good test with a big vocal fan backing as well in the stadium. That could give them a good lift. So it's be a very big test for Wolves. I think if they pass this, then they'll definitely be on the way to promotion. So there we go, guys, there's my Championship midweek predictions and my weekend review all rolled into one video. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new for more EFL content, and we'll see you all very soon. Thank you, bye.